Hello and welcome to part 2 of Gatling. I'm Raghav, and in this part we are going to go very basic step by step and we are going to learn how to do project setup with Gatling. Do not worry if you are completely new to Gatling. I will start from scratch and we will go up step by step. You can follow me on Windows or Mac operating system, and all the notes and all the links I will provide in the description of this video. I will also have a timeline in the description so that just in case you want to jump to any of the section, you can use the timeline. And after watching this video, you can also take the Gatling quiz. I will provide the link for the quiz in the description of the video. So with that, let's get started. And in part 1, we have already seen what is Gatling. We started with Gatling, we looked at the introduction, we looked at the features, we also learned how to download and set up. We used standalone Gatling in part 1. We learned how to use Gatling recorder, how to create Gatling scripts, and then how to execute Gatling scripts and check the reports. So all this we have completed in part 1. Just in case you have not watched part 1, you can watch that first and then come here. And in part 2, we are going to do the Gatling project setup. So part 1 was about standalone Gatling, where we just downloaded Gatling from the gatling.io open source website, and then we used the Gatling recorder to create Gatling script. After creating a script using the HAR file, we converted the HAR file to Gatling script and then executed and checked the reports. Now in this part, we are actually going to create a project and use Gatling in the project. So we will see the prerequisites, what are the things required for the project setup. We will then select a IDE. Now in this session, I'm going to use IntelliJ, but you can use any other IDE like Eclipse or VS Code, wherever you can create and run Java or Scala scripts, you can use that. We will learn how to create project using Maven and also how we can clone an existing project. So there are two options for creating a Gatling project. We will see both these options. We will then learn how to record and set up Gatling script, and finally we will run the script and check the reports. So this is going to be very easy and very interesting. Let's get started with the prerequisites. So these are the 4 prerequisites we need. We should be having JDK on our system, we should be having Scala on our system, we should be having Maven, and then we have to select a IDE. So for JDK, you can just check java space hyphen version or java c space hyphen version on the command prompt. So let me take you to my Windows system, and if you're on Mac, you can go to your terminal. I'm going to command prompt on Windows, and here it is. Just in case you are on Mac, you can just press command spacebar to bring up Spotlight search and start typing terminal, and we have got terminal app. Hit enter, it will open terminal, and here again you can use the same command, that is java c space hyphen version, and it will give you the Java JDK version. If I go to my Windows system, I will say Java. Let me first check the Java version, and it is Java 8. Let me check the Java compiler version. I will say Java C space hyphen version, and Java compiler or JDK is set to Java 16, which is fine. And just in case you are facing any issues, you can go on my website, that is automationstepbystep.com, and here if you scroll down and go to the section on programming, if you go to the Java playlist here, so you can find Java here. This will take you to my YouTube playlist on Java, and here you can find the tutorial on how to install Java on Windows, how to install Java on Mac, and you can also check this video, how to download and install Java JDK without login to Oracle. So you can watch this just in case you do not have Java setup on your system or JDK setup on your system. The next thing we need is Scala. Now we can get Scala later on along with the IDE, that is IntelliJ, or we can get it separately earlier and then add it to our IDE. So let us see. I will go to my browser and just search for Scala. So this is the official website, scala-lang.org, and here from here you can get Scala. Now you can see we have Scala 3.1.0 and then we have Scala 2.13.7. You can try with any of the latest versions. Now while doing research on Gatling and while reading different resources on Gatling, I found out a lot of people have said that Gatling works best with Scala 2.12. However, if you just search for Gatling Scala version or Gatling Scala compatibility, so let me check. So you can see here we have all these migration from 3.4 to 3.5, all these Gatling versions. So I believe now there may be some of the issues, but now they are fixed and you should be able to use the latest Gatling, latest Scala with Gatling. And just in case you face any issues, you can change the version and then check if you are able to run with a specific version. So you can see Gatling 3.5 is now compatible with Scala 2.13, and which is not binary compatible with Scala 2.12. All this is here. And let me also search for Gatling Scala 3.1. So let me just see if we have anything related to that. And here you can see migrating from 2.3 to 3.0. So again, if anyone is having an earlier project of Gatling using 2.3 version, here are all the documentation for migration. And here you can see these are the supported languages. And if I just search for Scala, so you can see here we have all this information about Scala. So let us test with the latest Scala and see if we are having any issues, then we will change it. So I am going to this Scala 3.1.0 and here you can see we have all these options. Installing Scala 3, I will check if we have a separate installer or a zip folder. I will scroll down and yes, you can see other ways to install Scala. So you can just directly download it from here, or we can, if you are on Mac, you can just use Homebrew. So let me just go to the GitHub page and here we have the latest Scala. And here you can see there is a zip folder, so I can directly take the zip from here and then I will unzip. So I'm just taking the zip folder from here and it has downloaded. So I will go to this folder and now I will unzip. I will do a right click, extract, and let me put this in my tools or in my D drive. So you can put it anywhere on your system wherever you have permissions. I will use software and I will just put it here. I will say extract and yes, you can see I have got Scala folder in my D drive extracted. So we have got Scala and now I can also check Scala version, but before that I will have to set it in the path environment variable. So you can go to the bin folder of Scala, copy the location or the path and then open the environment variables. So you can say environment variables, or a shortcut is you can do a right click on my computers, go to properties and go to advanced system settings, and here we have environment variables and go to the path environment variable. Now just in case you are on Mac and you want to understand how to set all these path or other environment variables, you can again check the same video that is here, how to install or update Java on Mac. Here I have also explained how you can add or update environment variables on Mac. So here I will go to path and click on edit and I will just say new and I will add the location of the bin folder of Scala. Now here also you should take care, just in case you do not see a format like this and you are getting a a text format where you can put all the paths in a text format, then make sure that you do not remove any of the existing paths. At the end, put a semicolon and then add the path of the Scala bin folder. So I will just close this now, say OK and close. And now if I say Scala hyphen version here, still I am not getting anything because this is maintaining the old session. So I will exit from here and open a new command prompt, and now I will say Scala hyphen version, and yes, so now it shows me the Scala version. So now Scala is added on our system. The third prerequisite is we should be having Maven, and you can check Maven by mvn space hyphen v. So if I say mvn space hyphen v, and yes, Apache Maven is installed on my system, I can also say mvn space hyphen hyphen version. This will give me the same result. So Apache Maven is there on my system. Just in case it is not there on your system, you can get Maven. And again, if you go on my website automationstepbystep.com, if you scroll down here, yes, there is a section for build tools here, and if you go to Maven, it will take you to my YouTube playlist on Maven, and here you can see how to install Maven on Windows and how to install Maven on Mac OS. So you can watch this and get Maven installed. Just to show you very quickly, this is a similar process. If you go to the Maven download, search for Maven download and go to the website maven.apache.org. Here you can see you can just get the zip file. So you can see the zip file here. So you can get the zip file, unzip and keep at any location on your system, and then you just have to add the path of Maven bin folder in your path environment variable, the same way we did for Scala, and then you can check if Maven is there on your system by checking with the command mvn space hyphen v. So these are the first three prerequisites. Now we have to select some IDE. So you can select any IDE where you can do Java and Scala programming. I'm going to use IntelliJ, and here for getting IntelliJ, you can go again to your browser. Now do not worry if you are completely new to IntelliJ. Again, I have a session for IntelliJ. So if you go to my website and go to IDE and editors, you can see here we have a section for IntelliJ IDEA, and here I have explained everything from scratch. Download and setup, how to create a Maven project, project structure. So if you are completely new, you can watch the first 3 videos. It will give you a complete information on getting started with IntelliJ. As of now, I'm going to install a fresh IntelliJ on my system. So just search for IntelliJ IDEA, download, and here this is from JetBrains. Go here, and we have a community edition and a pro or a ultimate edition. So we are going to get the community edition, and here you can see the differences as well. So I'll just go here, and you can see here you can get a zip or you can get a exe. So I will get a zip here, and you can see it is downloading here, and once it is downloaded, we will unzip and extract the folder. So let this download complete. And all this I have shown in these videos: download and setup, how to create a Maven project, and the project structure. This will be enough to getting started with IntelliJ if you are completely new. So this is done. Let me go to the folder. Yes, it is here, and I will extract. So I will do a right click and I will say extract, and this I'm going to keep in my D drive. So I'll go to my D drive and I have tools folder. I'll just keep it here and I will say extract. So after you extract the folder, you will see a file idea.exe or idea64.exe, and these steps remains same on Mac as well. You will just download the zip folder, extract it, and then just use the idea file to start IntelliJ. So let it complete and it will go to my D drive, and here inside tools it should come here. So let us just wait for the extraction to be completed. And yes, it is coming up here. You can also see the Maven folder. So after downloading the zipped folder, I extracted it here, and here is the bin folder, and you can give this location in your path environment variables. So now if I see here, let me check. So here I should be able to see I will go to D tools, and here we have Eclipse here, and let me check where is my IntelliJ IDEA. Okay, looks like it has extracted within this folder itself. I will have to remove all this. So this is actually all the IntelliJ IDEA folder. Let me just remove this and go back to my downloads folder. And I will again do a right click, extract, and browse, and D tools, and here I will also give a folder name IntelliJ. You can give any name here. I will now again click on extract. So this time if I go and check my D folder and tools folder, yes, now it should come inside this IntelliJ folder. So let me check the progress. Now I'm not editing out all these parts where I'm making some mistakes, so that you can also see this and you can avoid all these mistakes. So we can also create a shortcut on the desktop once this extraction is complete. So if I go inside the folder, you can see all this is coming. So the last time all these folders and files directly got extracted under the main folder because I did not create a separate folder. So now this time it should be fine. And yes, this is all now fine, and let the extraction be complete. Yes, this is done. Now if you go to the bin folder of your IntelliJ, you will see a file called idea64.exe. You can just click on this and it will open IntelliJ on your system. So it is opening IntelliJ IDEA. And here I have some earlier projects, so it is getting that, but that's fine. What we have to do is we should be getting a Scala plugin for IntelliJ. So we have done all these prerequisites. Now step number one is we already have JDK and Scala. We have already checked JDK is available on the system and Scala is available. Now we will open IntelliJ and add the Scala plugin. So you can go to the plugins, and if you already have IntelliJ open with the main page, you can go to the settings, file settings, and then go to the plugins page here. Now here it looks like Scala is already there. Let me go here and I will just uninstall Scala plugin and get it again so that you can see it from scratch. I will restart the IntelliJ IDE, and we will get the Scala plugin again in IntelliJ. So it is starting IntelliJ IDEA, and now I will go to the plugins section and you can go to this section from file settings as well. And now I will search for Scala. I will go to the marketplace and it is here. I will click on install. And yeah, this is done. I will now say restart IDE. So this will now restart IntelliJ IDEA along with the Scala plugin installed. So this is done. And now step number 3 is we will create a Gatling project. Now there are two options to create a Gatling project. You can create a new project using Maven or you can clone an existing project. We will see both these ways. Let us first check option number 1, that is create a new project using Maven. So here you can create a folder and then open the folder or navigate the folder or navigate to the location of the folder on your command prompt or terminal in case of Mac, and then run the command mvn archetype generate. Now these Maven commands you will be able to run only after you have got Maven installed or set up on your system. So here I will go to my, let me go to my D drive and I have a projects folder. Let me create a new folder here called Gatling. So I will keep all my Gatling projects here. And now I will go to this location on the command prompt. Now direct way is you can just go to the address bar here and say cmd and press enter, and you can see it opens the command prompt on the same window or on the same folder, that is my Gatling folder in this case. Or the other way is you can separately open the command prompt or terminal. So I'll just copy this location of this folder and I will go to my command line and first change the directory. So if I say cd for change directory space and I give the location of the Gatling folder and hit enter, you will see it has not yet changed it because it was on C drive and my folder is on D drive. So I will also change the drive here. I will say D colon, and now you can see it has come to the project folder. Now I will run the command mvn archetype colon generate. So this is for creating a Maven project. And so this is mvn archetype generate and hit enter. And now you can see it will scan and now it is asking create a number or apply filter. So I will just say here Gatling so that it will search for Gatling and hit enter. And now it is saying choose archetype. So here it is 1. I will just give 1 here. This is the latest one and hit enter. And I have to choose a number. So I will choose the latest version, which is 42, and hit enter. And now I have to give a group ID. So here we have already given the archetype Gatling, we chose the latest version, and now the group ID you can give anything. I will say com.gatling.tests, hit enter. I have to give an artifact ID and you can give any artifact ID. I will say Gatling project 1. You can give any name here. And now for version I will just use the default, press enter. Package I will again press enter to use the default whatever is shown here. And now it is showing us all these details. These are the configuration, the group ID, the artifact ID, the version and the package. Everything is fine, so I will say Y and hit enter, and that's it. If you now go and check your project or check your folder, you will see under your Gatling folder I have got this project created. So we have now created a Maven project. Now just in case you want to use the other option, that is clone an existing project, you can do that as well. Here you can go to the Gatling tutorial GitHub page. So if you just search for I'll just say GitHub Gatling tutorial, and here is the GitHub page. Here you can see this is the project, and you can also see the documentation and everything. So this is a ready project that you can use. You can just clone or download it. Let me say download zip, and then you can unzip and then open it in your IDE. So if you see here, this is the project downloaded. I will extract, and then after you extract the folder, the rest of the steps will be the same as we are going to see now. So this is the extracted folder or the project, and now you just have to add it to your IDE, like in this case IntelliJ. And for now I'm just closing this. Let me also just remove all these zipped folders because it is taking a lot of space on my system. So this is also another way. So you can just clone or download and then open or import it in your IDE, that is IntelliJ in this case. So this is option 2. Now step number 4, after you have created the project or you have cloned the project, step number 4 is we have to open the project in IntelliJ. So here, let me first open the project. So I'm going to use the project that we created using Maven, and I will import or open it in my IDE, that is IntelliJ. So here I will click on new project, or let me just click on open now because I already have a project. If your IDE is already open and if you are on some project, you can go to file and open project. So I'll click on open here, and here I will search for my project. So you can go to your project and click on the pom.xml file and say OK, and say open as project, and this is fine. I will say trust project, and it will scan and open the project, and this will be a Maven project. So you can see it has opened the project, and you can see all the folders and everything here. You can see a Scala folder, you can see a resources folder here, everything is here. So you can also go from file and then open, and then open the project. Just search for the project folder, click on the pom.xml file and open as project. So we have got our project open and imported in IntelliJ. Now here, if you see message no Scala SDK in module setup Scala, then you can set up the Scala. So you can actually go to the engine class here, and you can see if you are getting this option, if you are getting this message no Scala SDK in module. If you go to this engine module and you see this, and you will also see setup Scala SDK. So click here, and now here I will click on create, and because we already have earlier downloaded and set up Scala on our system, I will just click on browse here, and I will go to the folder of Scala. So in my case it is in my D drive and software, and this is my folder for Scala. I will say OK, and that's it. I will say OK. Now you can also click on configure if you want to change or have a different version, or you want to download from scratch. But because we have already downloaded Scala, I will click on create, browse to the folder and say OK. And you can see the message has now gone and it is processing. And you can see here as well, it is checking and processing, and everything looks fine now. So we have also set up Scala, and then step number 5 is in the project, right click on the Scala folder and select mark directory as test sources root. So here you will see there is a Scala folder, and here do a right click and mark directory as test sources root. So you can do this. Let me again do this so that mark directory as test sources root. So you can see this green folder here. And now if you do a right click on this Scala folder and go to new, if you are getting this option create new Scala class, that means it is now fine. So this is now okay and we can get started with our Scala classes. Also you can make the sources the src folder as sources root. So you can say src folder is here, right click and say mark directory as sources root. So this is also fine now here. And then you can now run the engine class and check if everything is fine. So here is my engine.scala and I will do a right click and say run engine and let us see. So it will build the project and then it will compile and start. So the first time it can take some time to build and compile. And here there is some issue. Let me check. So here is a issue for whether it is because of the Scala version. Let me very quickly see. Okay, let me run this again and check. Because we have already set up Scala. Yes, looks like this is fine now. So this is what we need. When it says there is no simulation script, please check your scripts are in this user file simulation folder. So if you're getting this message, that means everything is fine. We do not have any simulation scripts as of now, so this is fine. And this is what we need. So we have already verified that we get this message, there is no simulation script. So this completes our project setup. And you can also take a screenshot of this screen and keep this handy for all the steps for the project setup. And then now we will do a recording of our test. So for that you will have to go to your project, and before we go, let us see the demo of what we are going to do. So you can use any application for recording. I am going to go to the Gatling demo application, which is Gatling computer database. So here is a demo application by Gatling, and here you can there's a computer database application. You can add a new computer here, click on add new computer, give a computer name, introduce date, discontinue date, company, and then create the computer. So this is what we are going to record for script. So here on the Chrome browser we will go to developer tool and then go to the networks tab, because we have to create a HAR file. We have already seen this in the earlier session as well. So I will go to my Chrome browser, and here you can see these are these three dots. Go here and go to more tools and go to developer tools. If you do a right click on your web page and say inspect, again this will take you to your the backend, that is the document object model, and then from there also you can go to the networks page. But for now I will just go to more tools, developer tools, and you can see here go to the network tab. So we are on the network tab. You can clear all the earlier records, make sure that preserve log is checked and the recording is also open, so that this is in the recording mode. And now I will, to record all the network logs, I will again refresh the page so that it records it, and you can see all these logs are coming here. I will click on add new computer. I will give some name, my let us say my computer 1, introduced I will say, let us say 2010-0101, and discontinued 2020-0101. I will select some company here and say create the computer. And now I will try to filter. I will say my computer 1 and filter. Although I'm not getting the computer, that is fine. This is a demo application. I will stop recording, and now you can either click this button to export HAR, that is HTTP archive file, or just do a right click and say save all as HAR with content. So you can save it anywhere. This is going to my downloads folder, that is fine. So we have done a recording, and we have done step number 3, clear earlier logs, check preserve logs, start recording network logs. All this we have done, recorded the scenario, and we have also saved and exported the HAR file. So we have done all these 5 steps. Now go to the Gatling project and go to the recorder class and run the recorder class. So here, this is my recorder class here. I will just do a right click and say run recorder. This should open the Gatling recorder for us, and you can see it is opening. And yes, we have got the Gatling recorder open. And now here I will change the recording mode to HAR converter. So if you remember, this thing we have already done with standalone Gatling in part 1, but now we are doing this from Gatling project. So recorder window opens, change the recorder mode to HAR converter. Then we have to browse and add our HAR file. We can provide a package name and class name, and then also select no static resources and then start the conversion. So I will browse to the HAR file wherever I have saved it. So it is in my downloads folder. So I'll go to my downloads folder here, and yes, this is the HAR file. I'll say open, and here you can give a package name, the class name, let me say computer database, and then I'm keeping all this default, and it is the simulation folder where it will go, and you can see this is where exactly this simulation script will go. And then here you can add some, if you want some encoding, you can do that. We can add the filters here, and here strategy, we have whitelist first, blacklist first, or disabled. And here we have no static resources. So when we record, we also get all the static resources like images, CSS, everything. So I don't want it, so I will click on no static resources. So all this will not get added in the script. And after this, I can just click on start. So here, if you scroll down, you will see a start button. So here is the start button. Click on start, and you can see it gives me a message, successfully converted HAR file to Gatling simulation. And now if you go and check your project, so you can see here we have got this package, and here we have got our Scala class which says computer database, and this is our script created. So you can see our script is now created inside our project here. So we have got the script created. Now after this, we can check the script is in the IDE, which we have already checked. So these are the 7 steps to record the test, and again you can take a screenshot. Now we have to check the script and prepare the script, and then we will execute the script. So here if I take you to the script, so this is the script, and here you can see here we have got, so in the script we have already opened the script in the IDE, and you can remove the header maps if you want. And let me now show you. So this is the HTTP protocol here that will show you your base URL and other settings. So all these are blacklisted, and all these settings you can see here. Then you will see some header maps here, and these are optional. So if you want, you can remove this. So let me just select all these header maps sections, and I will remove this. So let me just remove all this. And now wherever these are getting referred in the script, you can also remove that. Now make sure that you only remove this part and not the extra brackets that you have here. So I will just remove this part, and you can see like this. So don't remove the extra bracket. And similarly here again, this I will remove. Then we have this reference of headers here. All these header maps you can remove like this. We may not require this, or if you want you can run it directly and then see if there are any changes, and then you can come back and remove it. And here you can see the load setup. So as of now we are running with a single user. So here we have removed the header maps. You can also update the request name so that it comes up as meaningful names in the report. So this is the home page or the computer database page. I will say this is computers database page. Then this is the new computers page, so I will just say this is new computers page. Then here we are creating a new computer, so I can say here create new computer. And then request 3 is we were actually filtering and checking if the computer is present. So this is filter computer page, or just let us say filter computer, and save it. So we have prepared our script, and you can see we have three sections: protocol, scenario definition, and load simulation. If I show you again here, if I take you to the top, this is the protocol where you can see the base URL, blacklist resources, all these options. Then we have this section where you can see your actual script, test script. This is the scenario definition, and you can see all your requests here. And then finally you will see load simulation at the end. So how many users, all this load simulation is provided here. For now let us just go with one user and save, and we have got our script ready. And now to execute the script, you will just have to run the engine class and then select the simulation you need. So I will go to my engine class again and run the engine class from here, or just say right click and run engine, and it is now building here. And now you can see it has found that there is only one simulation, that is computer database, and I can give some description. So I will say this is test run 1. This will show in the report, and hit enter. It will start running. Now you can see it is pausing for 5 milliseconds and 21 milliseconds, that is 21 seconds, and this is because there are some pause statements in our script, and if you want you can change that. So you can see this is pause, so let me just keep this for like 1 second, all these pauses. So this has recorded as we were recording, it has taken the pauses as well. Here it has recorded our pauses as well, but here I will just make it 1 second, so next time when it runs it is faster. And you can see after it is run, it will show you all the details. So you can see all these details here, and you can also see the report file is generated here. So it is within the project under the target folder. So if I check my project, so you can see under target folder you will see Gatling, and here you will see the report. I will manually go to the folder of the reports and check the report. So this is the report. I will open it, and you can see here this is the report, and here you can see all the active users, all these graphs you can see here. You can see the number of requests, and you can see all the charts, request per second here and responses per seconds. All this you can see here. And if I go to the details, and here we can see, now you can see the names are coming as we have given. So these are meaningful names. We have new computers page, and then you can see all the details of the request, response, number of requests per seconds, number of response, and all the metrics here. Then we have create new computer, and then filter computer. All this is coming here, and I will go back to global, and here you can see all these summary here. The total number of requests, if there are any errors, will be shown here. The minimum time, maximum time, and the mean time, all these are shown here. So with this, we are able to create our Gatling project, set up the project, and we are able to record and run our script. And I hope this was very useful. In the coming sessions, we will learn more and we will see how to do correlation. That is how we can capture some value from the response and then give it in the request of another request. We will see how to do data driven testing, how to use some external files. So this is going to be very interesting. If you want, you can take the quiz, and I will see you in the next part. Thank you for watching and never stop learning.